This Read 180 topic is made possible by a grant from
Kellogg's Rice Krispies. Celebrating the joy of kids growing through interaction.
And by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the annual financial support of viewers like you.
Studying science can be very step-by-step, gathering the evidence, testing our theories. But it also can overflow with wild discoveries and shocks and thrills. And who's perfect for giving us a close look at that wild stuff? You got it. Our sister science VJJW has put together some videos on 4 fascinating science phenomenon that we're calling weird, and of course, she's calling wonderful.
Okay, so what's big, bright, beautiful, fast, shiny, and fills the sky with energy? A 747? A falling star? Santa's sleigh? Hang on, because the answer is shocking.
Shocking.
We know that lightning kills dozens of people in the U.S. each year. We know it can zap the power out of entire cities. But even scarier is what we don't know about lightning, so scientists continue to investigate, and they have come up with some cool ways to learn more. They use rockets. Since no one knows where lightning will strike next, scientists try and get it to come to them. And a rocket is their bait. They shoot one into the heart of a violent storm, and if it's timed just right, the rocket attracts lightning to a place where the scientists are ready for it. This rocket worked. They also use these huge research balloons. Since lightning happens when positive meet negative electrical charges, balloons are handy for going into a rain cloud to measure the electrical charge inside. Another method of investigation that's a little more common, photography. Watch this bolt. Now thanks to video, you can watch it again in slow-mo and see that lightning runs up as well as down. As scientists continue researching, they'll come up with more cool methods and more hot discoveries, and they might even be surprised by their findings. But let's hope they're never shocked.
Amazing!
So first I tried to shock you with lightning. Now, how about plants that eat living things? For some plants, this would be a smorgasbord. Mmm, tasty. Watch.
Killer plants.
Ah, the beauty of nature. But wait, danger lurks here. See, these plants don't get their food from the air and soil like others. No, these plants are killer plants. They lure and trap living creatures using some deadly methods. This sundew plant secretes nectar that works like bug bait. Then sticky tentacles glue the bugs down, and it's a wrap. Here's a pitcher plant. Bugs try to climb out, but it's tough because of the downward hairs. So they tire out and tumble backward. They become a meal for a swim team of worms who release the nutrients. This plant is Nepenthes. Insects rest safely on a little perch until nectar tempts them downward into digestive juices that are so strong the plant can actually digest a mouse. And the famous Venus flytrap. When the insect it wants lands, its sensitive hairs are triggered and presto, it clamps shut. These plants look cool and smell sweet, but they work like one-way bug highways. Once inside, it's a real dead end. Okay, there's this mammal that flies, is totally misunderstood, and if it could talk, scientists claim it would say, "Leave me alone and get out of my face." Who is it? Watch.
Bat attack.
When you look at bats, do you see flying bloodsuckers? Or maybe Count Dracula? Well, look again, because bats aren't interested in human blood or sleeping in coffins. In fact, these little flying mammals usually want to avoid us and stick with other bats. Like in Bracken Cave, near San Antonio, Texas, which is home to the single largest bat colony in the world, 20 to 40 million bats. Plus, every summer, add to that, lots of baby bats. These little pups pile on top of each other, each one waiting to nurse. And get this, to find her pup, the mother uses both smell and bat sonar, which is bat's keen sense of sound. And it has to be amazingly exact, because each square foot of the cave is covered with over 500 bat pups. Okay, so if bats usually like to stick together, what about that lone bat you might come across? It might be sick, so the number one rule is don't touch a bat ever. Some bats carry rabies, and if a rabid bat bites you, you could die without the proper treatment. So unless you're a bat pup who's hungry, you never need to get closer than this. Okay, say you're one of those people who, for some crazy reason, doesn't like bugs. You probably love the idea of killer plants eating a few. Well, wait until you find out what bats do. You're going to start loving the little creatures. Watch.
Winged wonders.
Did you know that bats do a lot more than just hang around? The world's only flying mammal stays busy playing an important role in our environment. For one thing, they eat a lot of bugs. Each bat can consume 500 to 1,000 bugs per hour. In Austin, Texas, 1 million Mexican free-tail bats live under this bridge and receive Texas-sized appreciation because they eat up to 30,000 pounds of bugs each night. These nosy little bats pollinate flowers in the American desert by sticking their snouts into the plant in hopes of a snack. Luckily, the bats are messy eaters, so they scattered the pollen. If it weren't for this, many desert plants would die out. And in French Guiana, patches in their tropical rainforest have been chopped down. But bats helped. They eat fruit, then fruit seeds pass through their bodies and bomb the bare ground with new life. Now, only 2 to 3 years later, thanks to bats, the regrowth has begun. Feasting on bugs, pollinating flowers, seeding the rainforest. Who knew such little creatures could make such a big contribution?
Well, you survived killer plants and bat attacks. And what's next? Another topic. You're done with this one.